Sorry that I'm a little late. I was because you saw I went to the post office in the mailbox, and I had therapy at 2 this morning. I got up. I feel it was reason I got this like fear that like she's outside and the pool guy's here. She bites him. I was crazy, but I was like she was inside. Duh. Um, and but the adrenaline of that, I had trouble falling asleep, so I did fall back asleep. Um, and then I got up a little bit before that appointment, so that's why I ended up getting out late. Um, Come home, I take a shower, and then get right. This computer, it worries me. It worries me. This noise that's gonna do the same thing again, but no, I really didn't have time today. Hello?
As I was saying,
What? What? What were you saying?
let's for this week as well. So, how's your week?
Oh, let's see. Um, well, the same. I don't know. Like, I let me ask you something. That men can be jealous of women.
Let's you can piece them down. Yes.
What was that?
So, because they can piece and down and test press.
No, no, not that. Not anything to do with being a woman. Nothing to do with being a woman at all. I mean it. I mean it in a different sense. Like I believe that many of the people that hate me are jealous of me, and this is gonna sound weird, but like I believe that men are often jealous of somebody who goes through more struggle than them. Like, it's like people say about Donald Trump and like, you come from a silver spoon, like you have all this money. Like, they don't say that as a form of you should be so proud, like you didn't do anything for that. Like they're saying as an insult, like, what have you survived? Up until like, he got shot in the head and had gone through some things, I'm sure. But that aspect, and I feel like because I've had so much like horrible things happen to me and I come from literally nothing. I I find like the people that I've known of that had like support, like not just like not only not a trust fund, but like an inheritance of any kind, things like could be really this anger at me and this hate. And I feel like I've come to understand it as like a form of jealousy. And I think that it's like you immediately went to the gender thing. I think I've separated thinking like, well, why would a man ever be jealous of a woman? Maybe to me, because it's like it's so much harder being a woman. But then it's like maybe I think like in a job even, like if a woman is like, oh, it was so much harder getting this position, because I'm a woman. I think a man might want to debate that if it's debatable to be like, well, actually, like maybe you got actual help because you're a woman. And I think it's because to say the struggle you went through, if it's not real, that takes away a form of pride. Like, I'm proud to not have ever gotten a YouTube plaque because it doesn't represent having subscribers. I had over 250,000 subscribers. So it doesn't mean you got what it means is like they say, you only get it through our approval if we choose for you to have it. It only means that you're um approved of by a corporation. Like that's I'm proud that I'm proud, yeah. Do you think that go on.
Yes, like also all those plaques make too.
Yeah, yeah, like a knockoff, the Pawn Stars. like Gucci, a little off.
Grand picture she shoes.
Well, I think that um or that I go through, like it's just odds and odds, like I don't want to cry, but it's like being robbed by millions of people and being violated. Like how many people have gone through that? And I continue to. It's like I have to remind myself that is a point of pride. It's like when I made that video saying like I have a broken back, and it's like, yeah, I'm proud of that. Like here I am with a broken back and everything I do. And I think that it's like you doing like your job every day, going through depression and loneliness, things you've been through. Like, do you see that as a point of pride? If you've been writing with me for years, then how come I don't see you often? Like, I'm live every single day. It doesn't. I'm talking to the Eric person. I don't. You have two what?
Two channels. Three channel and there's the private channel. Because when you're um when you're like always still in on this channel when you're uh, reading and all of a sudden be like you're reading and I'm laying there then all of a sudden hey come down to the farm and flee we got a sale on buckwheat this week I tell you what
I don't say that.
to your video feed when you were monetized.
Oh yeah, not no more. So I got that going for me.
So
Mhm.
you read maybe be there.
Right?
Come on down to farm and flee. I tell you, well,
Be your friend of mine. Friendly folks.
was against the ball. Oh,
I acknowledged yours. Why don't you acknowledge mine? I asked you a question. You could answer it. Sorry, not you. I'm talking to the person in the chat. I am listening. So you have two channels because I have ads, or I used to have ads. Maybe I will one day again. Yeah. No, I see you often. Especially like I know that you work. Although I know you're looking for another job because you're having some unsatisfying experiences there. Um,
small talk. But I take pride in my work. Work. Nah, honestly, when I go to work, I go in, do my job, go home.
did your mom and dad buy you a house?
Now,
You should be proud of that. You should be proud of that. Like you shouldn't be proud of something you didn't earn, but every day of your life you earn it. When you're poor, like you earn everything, like every breath. And then, okay, how about this? Do your mom and dad hook you up with your job and set you up on a path to whatever like career option? Did they do that for you? You should be proud of that then. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, not proud of like your job in a sense because it's that job, but because like you weren't spoon. A lot of people are. It's like if you want to go into something, how do you think people get in college? They have a thing through if their parents were legacies, right?
college.
Yeah, yeah, everything about that person's life is exactly what I'm talking about.
Cooper shooting the documentary, and all he's on CNN right now. All because his mom has some guest jeans made. I tell you what,
Guess jeans. Uh,
all the shoes.
I don't know. Oh, that's Gloria Vanderbilt's. I've seen her jeans at the thrift years ago. Some people swear by the quality. I just mean,
So March gets job on the police force. Oh, holy crap! It's March. It's Laura Vanderbilt, and she's pissed because they're still stealing breaking off guest jeans.
yeah, I'll call you after. Sure. He's like curious if he can because they keep banning you. Haven't heard from me. See, that's another thing, right? I'm so proud of that. Not only of all the channels that get banned, but I'm proud that people like that exist that wouldn't support me when my mother died and I'm fundraising for her ashes. And clicking the link below for 9.95 is too much to ask. Like, and even then, they're not gonna write me like, "Oh, can you offer me like a discount or something? I can't afford 9.95 in a year or whatever." But I'm so proud that like not only have I been robbed while my mom's body isn't even cold, and I'm fundraising to get enough money for $500 for her urn, um, that you go through it where the people that claim that they support you or they've been riding with you, um, I clearly don't, and I'm proud of that. Um, because that is an experience that I think is hard for a lot of people to understand unless you go through it. And also being made fun of for having a period by people that are robbing you. I don't know if you would understand that. Maybe.
Taking that we did way back in early YouTube. 20 years ago when YouTube popped up, right? Episodes of Trucks for Trek Pirate. Now people are kind of uh, taking that stuff off, ripping that images off, putting it on Facebook, stuff like that.
Stealing, so much stealing, so much copying. I can I don't see how people could like live with that when it's like imagine if you got robbed today. Like you found out you went to work and they wage thefted you. They were like, "Oh, you know what? We're having some issues. You'll get paid next week." Next week comes. You don't get paid next week. "Oh, we'll pay you, it's accumulating." Next week comes, you don't get paid, and then the place closes down. And you come back home and you're like, "They stole my work. They stole my labor. Like, that's all I have to give. Like, this hurts so bad." Like, and then if you struggle, like, "Okay, I have to find a lawyer. I have to try to find help." Um, Even though I have limited money, like, this hurts. But then imagine, like, this happened to you, and then you're like, "But, oh, wait, I robbed saving her mom." Like, I like, who had nothing, and I robbed and I think having to hold those 2 would really make me feel really vile about myself. Because like, going through that experience, you wanna be like, "This is wrong." You don't wanna be like, "And I do it too to others, and I make the world the way it is by hurting others." Like, uh, so I think, even though there's people that do that kind of thing, there's more people that don't, and that's why they will rally to your side of like, "No, no, no, they stole your labor. This is wrong." And there are um groups to help with that because actually wage theft is the biggest theft by far. It happens to a lot of people, and it's really sick. I think that that's a form of it. They steal our trucks, they steal, like, copying, things like that in a way that's, like, a long time to work on and work on and work on an idea, and somebody it takes them no time at all to steal it, you know? And
Yeah,
then they have to live with themselves, which I think is, I don't know. I mean, I understand there are people that are sociopathic, um, but outside of that, I don't know how people live with it. I would imagine a lot of substance abuse.
it's kind of like people posting like other shows on YouTube and make money off it too. I'm saying like posting a podcast on YouTube and it's monetized and it's got their product, etc. It's kind of like IP stealing in a way.
Did you see any new movies this week?
Okay, let's see. This goes really bombed up. Well, I saw, I
Monkey?
saw, I saw, I haven't seen the monkey yet. I'm seeing it this weekend.
Uh,
I won't see it because it's a deep Mystery Science Theater 3000 reference, but I'm not going to it right now. So I Saturday I watched Sweeney Todd for the first time, and watching I was like, Johnny Depp, he would have made a great Joker in the
hmm.
Batman series. But I watched Sweeney Todd because um, well, Jersey Girl that came out 20 years ago, the Kevin Smith movie. Um, there's a plot point with Sweeney Todd, so we got to watch that movie, Sweeney Todd. Then I watched Terminator 3 the first time in a long time. So
Terry.
I'm sorry.
I said Terry. Terry loves Terminator too, so I'm sure he likes. Uh,
I got the both that's May. That's with movie with John Goodman that came out in 1993. Actually a very awesome you know, family movie. Because I watched it because, frankly, I was under the weather since Wednesday.
I used to watch The Gorge.
The Gorge.
Yeah, I liked it. A sci-fi. I think you would like it.
Speak the truth or whatever the one movie on Paramount, not Paramount, Peacock, where the family goes to the little farm and the one kid's tongue's all taken out.
Don't speak. I've seen that with James McAvoy. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, yeah. Short review. Listen, you know how some movies are slow? Well, this is like molasses. Like literally, it's a 2 hour, well, not even 2 hour movie, an hour 45 minute movie, and none of the action picks up until the last 30 minutes. It's like, boy, they're real stretching some of this content out. It's not that good.
That's interesting that you see it that way. I didn't see it that way. Like, I thought from beginning to end that was good. Like, um, but I understand like your type that you like action, right? You like a lot of, but I think thrilling components and the setup of a thrilling experience, it needs those parts that think that you're comfortable or you start to get afraid. And these things that you notice that are odd. And I don't know, I like those kind of movies that like has me go, oh my God.
Well,
Like,
it's like some like 70s and 80s movies. they're in the plot within the first 10 minutes of the movie. So, and those movies are usually like 90 minutes long. And this is like, okay, well, some of this should have been cut out. It's like when you
What
watch,
do you mean you're in the plot? What do you mean?
like, for example, let's take Great Science. You ever seen a movie, Great Science?
Yes.
Okay,
Kelly
so
LeBrock,
yeah, Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall.
So, okay, within the first 10 minutes, you got
Weird Science.
people just like you.
Right on this side. Aw.
You're like a 2023.
Yeah, I'll make it clean. And she had magic, but thank you. Thank you.
So, I mentioned these movie said that okay, let's make a movies, make a woman. So process uh, by at least an hour in, they're at the party. So
So the
it's
plot,
like
of making the woman and the changing their
uh,
life or the habit. Okay. But like what about like Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Have you seen that? You love it? Do you really get the plot in the first 10 minutes? Like what's the plot?
I mean,
Spicoli wants a pizza? Mhm.
for 10, 15 minutes, you got a situation. You got Grant, hey, Grant, this is a nice team, you know, and you get all the essential characters within first 10 minutes. You know, it's start of the year. The movie starts out in September, ends in May. It's really nice little cons-
Concept, yeah, but like the plot, it's more it's a good film. My mom always loved that film. But
was was basically
people's lives, their life, right? That what would you call that? Plot in the first 10 minutes? Like, I think like I'm sure that applies to science example.
sometimes you just got say some movies that okay, there's like an extra 10 minutes before you actually get into the movie. Like
But it's like you're saying a thriller should be like front loaded with like you're in the um the terror, like, what's that movie where um what's his name? James Franco gets his arm stuck, or what's that movie where and like that's the plot, or who's the guy from Deadpool is like stuck underground, like you're in the problem is now, go into it. But I also think there are other ways of thriller where it is can be because it's taking a longer to get to the bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger thrills as it builds. Um, like it can have a different impact because of that. Because you didn't give it away at the very beginning, like this guy's the bad guy and he's gonna do this and what like and then it plays out like, oh, we're all on the run from the bad guy. It doesn't that can work, like cocaine bear. The bear has cocaine. Like not every movie has to be cocaine bear. You don't like that kind of film. I'll keep that in mind with recommendation, but I thought it was really good. But also, I didn't pay for it. It was on, and I thought, and I always like that when I put something on, and I'm like, oh, I enjoyed that. This is gripping my attention. Any other movies you saw? Ambulance. Like, who's in it?
Away. It was just been a couple weeks, but it's like literally 15 minutes you could have spent because it's basically, hey, I need money to do this job. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it.
Jake Gyllenhaal. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it came out like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
He's a very good actor. He's a really good actor.
I one Jake Gyllenhaal I recommend you see his whole right channel in 2000,
Okay.
and it's hilarious.
Jake,
So
like
it's just
Jarhead. The last one I saw was that Patrick Swayze remake. He was good in that. Um, he's good. A lot of his movies, I think, oh, he's good. Zodiac. Um, he's a good actor. So maybe I see the ambulance, or you think it's like not exciting enough for you?
I mean for action movies, it's entertainment, but some stuff that's could have been cut out. You know,
Do you like watermelon?
excuse me.
Do you like watermelon? I was just gonna ask someone. I was curious if you do you like fruit at all?
Really good.
I think some people put like salt on it. I think that those people are mentally ill.
Like,
Fruit people work. Do they sell alcohol?
sell alcohol to students.
If you want to work somewhere that they sell it, you'll make more tips. Yeah, yeah, I know. And maybe you can, because you're willing to work. You have a record of experience that you can show. Like I worked in this job for a long time. Like you know,
So,
that's really cool. It sounds like Terry and his dad.
she does form Jaros, she can't get a foreman job. So, she puke out at the airport.
Wait, he's a mechanic for airplanes?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying cars because Terry and stuff likes to work on cars. That's really cool. What do you think about all these plane crashes lately?
The thing is, it's not like we can say there was a Chevy Blazer thing, okay, killed killed a lot of people. Okay, then you hear, oh, this same particular Chevy Blazer killed this kind of people in this part of the country. Just yeah, this and this. It's like kind of like a what I call a flat nickel on the news. Like for instance, if somebody in so spinners, so much thing of spinners on the news cycle for the next 3 weeks, then something else, something else. It's like
I agree with you, like to an extent, but I don't know if it applies to this. Like, I feel like if there was a plane crash, you would hear about it. Like I've heard about it in the past when they've happened. I don't think they were like hiding, like on 9/11 there was just like what? Slow news day? Like no, it's the plane crash and a building report on this. Like, I think plane crashes are something different. Maybe in a certain way, like I think smaller planes probably crash more often than you're aware of. So if the media started talking about that more, it might be like you're just talking about it more. But some things are like, yeah, media created worry.
Lunch in New Jersey and New York. Okay, that was on a cycle for 2 weeks. Then what was okay? Then think about what was the news cycle a year ago. Okay, then think about 6 months ago, then a year ago. It's like okay, this one instant, like the thing out on Jules and the one in Philadelphia, that was a actually the it was power error because the engine stalled. So and
Yeah.
like, literally, it's just
That one in Toronto and that one um in DC.
it's the Jules, Julie's
Oh, okay.
the one in Toronto. So yeah, this is it's like it'd be like literally like choking game.
Oh yeah, the choking. Yeah. From
It's-
Oh, I thought it was from like Vine, but Vine is places. Or maybe I'm thinking of the Tide Pod or the cinnamon. Mm.
challenge. You know, stuff like that, like the choking game, for example, something monotonous. Um, that happened to one person, well, two people, and everywhere else. It's kind of like house explodes of gas explosion. It's hard copy. It's sure all safe from natural gas.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Because play on people's fears that I have to watch because oh no, it happened again. A lot. Yeah, I think a lot of people probably get more scared the more news and stuff they watch.
it's quick.
I think it's good to be aware of what's going on, though. Like, I guess if you don't think it's going to be a problem with more planes coming down, I know some people speculated there's more planes in the sky because there's a lot of private planes, so it's going to get harder and helicopters, and it's going to keep happening. And if you don't think that, okay, I mean, because your dad's a mechanic, so okay,
Some things, control. For example,
like Final Destination.
it's, it's your hands. If it's your time to go, what? It's your time to go. Yeah, let's end the cards.
You don't fear death. So why don't you go to the Spanish running with the bulls and get gored by a bull? Because if it's gonna happen, it's your time, right? Last year, the woman got killed from one of those bulls. So why don't you go do it? Why don't you go with Willard and go hunt in the woods for squirrel and rabies and see what happens? You think you're safe? God has a sphere around you of protection, unless it's your time. Oh yeah, tough guy. You watch too much wrestling.
It's kind of like person 40 years in New York through terrible ways, through the redemption of GI and to all the craziness of liberty.
Let me tell you, New York was a legitimately terrifying place to be in the 70s, 80s. People had to keep like a spare wallet for when you were getting mugged. Like legitimately, people were killed. It was not safe to be riding the subway. Like there, something needed to be done. It wasn't like, you know what, if it's my time, like, no, this is not a safe city. Like when those um a lot of movies came out around the time of like vigilantism and stuff because people were heightened aware the violence. I think we have a little bit more safety now because there's like cameras and stuff, but you'll see people flat out like kill people on camera. The fuck is this shit? Oh,
That's right before
COVID.
the country was jumping into sidewalks and killing people. I mean, I think there was like one
Oh,
shooting and
death wish, yeah.
in Arkansas things cinderboard barriers refilled by wayside and to put them next to the thing road. So and yeah, like literally when I walked out of um, the Port Authority bus terminal, first person goes, "Hey, you got some change?" You know, of course I just ignore it. I the freaking person goes, "I'm trying to be a nice goddamn you." Yeah,
My God. Oh, I'd be shaking. Because it changed. Um, yeah, and people would rob people at ATMs. It's really scary. Um,
they, I don't believe it here in Toronto.
I was gonna ask you, do you feel you live in a safe area? You've been vaping too much.
It's too high on you.
Yeah. Dust in your room. Get the vacuum going.
So nightmare today.
Nice. Air purifier. Was it expensive?
30 bucks.
That's not bad.
So what's your my snake?
Yeah.
Well, then on the near west side, so I feel somewhat okay. But however, there's I don't go past 11th Street going east. I go 12 to 9 or 12 to p.m. You know, I don't go to the north side past certain times. They literally,
North side Chicago?
they'll Springfield.
Springfield. Because I know you're in Illinois. I didn't know if I guess there's multiple north sides in your state.
Um, for too long.
You're gonna move?
No, there's a secession movement in southern Illinois to get away from Cook County.
But that's never worked out ever in the history of the United States. That so I don't know if I count on that happening.
Oh, actually, there was like a little secession in the states here in Illinois, and they want to like in the western part of the state, west central, uh, near uh, states in Illinois vote for secession from Northern Illinois. And recently, you can Google this, Indiana counties in the east, southeast. So who knows?
Yeah, redrawing the map. I just would wonder if that would need some sort of federal like process because well what I was gonna say is because you know how the division of Congress seats and Senate, so I guess they'd be losing some in Illinois and giving to Indiana, so it'd be still roughly equal, you know, like Rhode Island gets less but than other states, but you know,
Well,
just due to size. But I just feel like overall, like as far as like a judicial opinion, they would be like, well, you could just move though, you know, there's other states that have more
right.
like you're not being completely your rights violated or if they are, yeah. Because the state votes that way because of the city votes that way.
Counties and then Chicago makes up
It's population centers.
exactly.
Yeah.
And makes counties in Chicago, one in Peoria, the one in Bloomington, and East St. Louis. That's all counties that would make up the majority of votes of what gets passed here in Illinois.
Can I ask you something?
Okay.
Have you ever like you talk to somebody, especially if they tell you like they love you, and then they're just what? And then they're just gone. They don't talk to you again.
Well,
Have you? I'll consider it. Um, but um, are you okay with dogs? I mean, like, what if they bit your leg off? Would you sue me?
well, only simply for kisses.
Okay, so now that you had someone say they love you, I'm being serious. Like, in your mind, like, even like you could write somebody and they say, because I have this problem. Like, for instance, Shane. I talked to Shane. Shane would be there like every night. And then when he wasn't, maybe sometimes I would get worried, but then I'd see him again. Or then he wrote me like there was like a flooding in the casino and he had to like work extra, right? I hadn't seen him since November, but he was on OnlyFans in February. Just not me. Just not my page. Just not to see me. So he's not been in the show or chat or so it's like and that's not the only time that's happened to me. It happens to me. And mentally to process that, it's like it weighs on your self-esteem because it's like, oh, see, you're just like really disposable to people. Like, they don't actually care to even say goodbye or I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. Or you're really like maybe I don't know. Do you think people are cowardly, like men too? Like they don't want to tell you like that you mean nothing, or maybe it's just so cruel to say that they rather you just get it through their actions.
Well, they subscribe to, other people on YouTube and OnlyFans. They say, hey, thanks for the whack content. uh, I'm not always, renew. Sorry. But
Do you send them your sandwiches?
no, I mean,
That's what I mean. You know, he shared the moon, and so
yeah, Also, I feel like there's a nice connection with you. It's friendly, tonic way.
Mm.
So, honestly, I would love it. This is one, kiss. But it, it, for the last, 6 years or so. And
So you don't write other people, I love you, and then
it's,
never talk to them again. Like, I just feel like I was just wondering if it's ever happened to you. Like, if someone just stop, especially like you're on those dating apps, don't you ever have conversations and then they just stop?
okay, 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 where, example, this girl who lived in town, and we were having a great conversation on, you know, horror movies. And I was like, I need to get this girl's number today because if I don't, maybe screwed because this is like a really good connection. And I was like, hey, Abby, so really had a leather chat the other day. Hey, here's my number. I love to trade them text with you. Doesn't, so,
That's so cowardly. That's so cowardly. And you know what? You're told to do that too.
and,
Like, I once asked out a boy that worked at Target. It was my age. I was like 16, and I never asked out anyone before, but I got his number through another lady that worked there. And because I read in 17 magazine, they said that um like if you like somebody, it was the only like boy that was there, but still I said you like it was said if you just call them up and they'll be like impressed by your forwardness, like, and that they'll that's like how to, in magazines they'll be like how to get like a guy to date you, how to get a guy, and I did everything he said, and nope. And he told, but at least he told me straight up when I got his number and I called him, like, hi, I got your number from this. And I was just wondering, like, if you like to hang out sometimes, like, no. Like, well, what I mean is you wrote her, right? And that's what you're told to do. Like, all the advice
yeah.
says, this is how you get result. And it's like, okay, but it's just, the advice is wrong then. Like, don't listen to that. It's like, can be really.
Oh, so, so, take as friendship. But hey, let's not go down that road this week. So
You want me to get on a plane and risk death? You want me to get on a plane and risk death? You just want me to go to a wedding that Brittany's also going to be a guest at and be like, you don't know what you're missing. He rocks my world all night long. Yeah, but we don't know where she's gonna be.
yeah,
Think what is wrong. See, like Terry, if you just stopped, completely stopped talking to me, one, I would be terrified. I'd put up the posters. Like, what happened to Terry? Missing man. And then if I saw you like in someone else's chat, someone else's page, we're like, hey, hottie, nice boots. Or like, what the hell? Like I would feel bad about myself. Like, oh, like I really don't mean shit. Like, you know what I mean? So
I understand like people try this like dreams up off the face of the earth question. Um, some people think about life up to me and
it's like, how are you supposed to deal with that though? Like, isn't it natural that it would be like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Like,
then she was this person's probably busy circle back to us later. Get idea or hey, I haven't for this person. Oh wow. Ring. Sorry, telling me you have a dial. It's dial service.
doesn't exist anymore. Yeah.
Hey, hey, Fred, how you been? Haven't talked to you in a while. Hey,
Yeah, it's not you though. They're cowardly. They're like, and then when it happens to them in life, they have to look at themselves and say, "Yeah, I deserve it because this is the type of person I am to others." It's
hey,
like,
so, so saying, you know, my was saying, you know, mine,
pay no mind like to your feelings.
pay no attention.
Pay no attention to that person not caring about you or the pain.
Yeah,
See, that's the thing, right? Maybe it's harder for me than you, or maybe it's equally hard, and we're just trying to learn how to deal with it. But I find that for myself, maybe my attachment styles or whatever, like I'm already afraid. I'm already believe I'm not good enough. I already believe people will abandon me. Like I already have to fight that internal belief of myself. So
also,
yeah,
trust me, now, this person is like me.
yeah. And then if they seem to validate that insecurity, just makes it even harder. If someone tells you like not to believe that, it's more of like, well, who cares what that person thinks? But then how are you supposed to try to do anything if you didn't care? Like, it's just confusing. Like, especially because you're dealing with other people and we're supposed to deal with other people, but yet it's very hard for me of numerous people that happens to. Like, it's hard for me to process it without letting it affect myself because it's like, well, what's wrong with me that I care? That I care that he doesn't write anymore. And he's not the only person, but it's just like, is there something wrong with me that I care? Or is there something wrong with them that they don't care? Um,
Such something that's came to mind. Maybe,
Dr. Dirt.
yes, PhD. So what you gotta do is maybe
Let me lay on the couch. You know, the doctor couch. Yes, doctor, cure me.
some girls charge me $25 a month. You know, uh, maybe you know he's budgeting uh, uh his uh, cash material.
Yeah, but that's all that I was. That is sad, isn't it?
Uh, I mean, we shouldn't say wife material, but you know,
But I know that's not true for everybody. I know that's not true. Like, it's like there's notice with men, a lot of men will say anything if they're horny, if they're aroused, anything, but doesn't mean it's true. They'll just lie. Um, but like not everybody. Like there are some people like they'll say like in like a date night, like I love you, you're so beautiful. Then after they're the same exact way. They're the same way if I didn't go on. They're just the same. But there are some people that have done that and like you're so perfect and just I love you so much and all this and it's just like yeah they're just funny like they would just say anything and what do they call post nuts clarity like oh afterward you mean nothing. Whoa.
so maybe he's saying wrong. Saying he is saying see with other girls, but I have like other girls following me besides you. And
Yep, I follow you from work every night. Doesn't that count for something?
hey, please follow me home from work. Hey, Steven,
Not the guy tailing you, taking pictures. Open your window right now.
please just try right now. I mean,
Yeah, but how long is it that a reason until a year goes by, another year goes by with some people? I mean, that's at a certain point, uh, I have to be honest with myself, you know?
it's a personal situation. Is he single? Is he in a relationship? Does the if he is the partner not um, friendly? Kink friendly. What I'm saying. Is he can't got high to
You can still say goodbye. Like, I feel like if you and your girlfriend that had the one leg, and she said, "I don't want you to talk to her ever again," and you came to me and you said, "Okay, I really wanna try this with her. She's not comfortable with me talking to you." At least that's like, okay, you're saying goodbye and I miss you, but I'll respect that you're putting that she has that boundary. Okay. But she didn't seem like that at all that day. But yeah, but I'm just saying, at least if you say something, not just like nothing. Someone once wrote me because I cleaned my house, they left. Like, you've inspired me to clean, and that was it. No, they didn't really even say goodbye. It was like, what? That's not what? And it gave me a complex over sharing my house being clean because the last time I cleaned, other people left too. You guys not cleaning my house? Hell? No, I'm sorry I've shared my issues with you, but you asked how my week has been, and these are the things I think about. It's like you, a struggle in the mind. I do get down, and I struggle with my self esteem. Life is tough. Yeah. So you but okay. You got that. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. Arthur is getting impatient, but I had such a nice time talking to you. Thank you. Love you too. Mwah. All right. So I'm gonna call Arthur because he's having trouble getting through. Now let me just figure out how to do this. So swipe to unlock. I am swiping. Is it this way? Okay. Mhm. I got you. Calling.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Grumpy. How was your mother's birthday? Did you get her a card? That is so nice. Um, so I didn't see you yesterday at all. Were you watching? No, did something happen yesterday? It's been a rough week. Are you okay?
One thing I will mention though is that why, Stella, that didn't get you on your phone. And this has happened before, Stella. It's happened before.
Mhm.
The reason why I can't get you on your phone is because somebody on here has blocked my number.
No one could do that. This is my phone, and it doesn't say blocked. I think you couldn't get through because I was talking to him because he sniped in first. Dirt Nation. Did you hear that who I was talking to?
No, who was it?
It was Dirt Nation. He called like right away. And I thought it was you because he's also has Illinois number.
No,
Probably was
I
like,
didn't
yeah.
close. Came running and said, first I said, I'm sorry, but the disconnect. You know what? Never mind.
739. Let's see. No, it's not disconnected. So I don't know why I would be saying that, but it could just be because I was on the phone.
All right.
You're not blocked, babe. I've not blocked you. And the only reason you haven't been a moderator on these channels is because I don't know why, but it's not freaking been letting me on any of my newest channels. Except that right away when I was able to get that one time I was able to get like Terry and Daryl, then that channel was banned. And then anyway, it's been annoying. Maybe I'll put a different computer up. Yesterday. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't mad. I wasn't disappointed and upset with this person. So the person who I was mad and who I was upset with is you.
Join the club, get in line. Got a ticket. 9,873. All right. What did I do now? What did I say last Friday? You've been mad at me for a week? Damn. I don't, I don't recall why. Can you enlighten me? You asked me that. Which allow people to put dominoes and things that they get complete. Still, I was, I was uncomfortable. I would never say that to anybody. And so you should know better that I felt uncomfortable. Okay. Um, I think for one, I'm genuinely sorry. Clearly that you clearly you mean what you're saying because you've been remembering this for an entire week. So I appreciate you telling me this. Um, I didn't mean it like maliciously, but I often like make fun of myself and jokes. And the other thing is this game, which we're clearly not going to play today, me and you, maybe when Jerry calls. This game is very adult. It's an 18 plus game. And like one of the questions was a thrift store. And one of the questions was about playing dominoes on your body. And another one it was like, would you rather have like something this big that like that made you uncomfortable? But the game itself, it kind of is supposed to make you awkward because it's like that's the kind of the fun in it. If you find those things fun, which you don't, I respect that. So I will not play this game with you anymore. But um that's I feel like I wish that next time you would just come to me, give me a call or let me know how you're feeling because I'd hate to think that, you've been upset for a whole week when you should have been having a good week and it's your mom's birthday and everything. That's why everything would be good. It's party. Yeah. I didn't know about the drive party for my mom until that Saturday morning from my father. That is so nice. Does she like being surprised? Not everybody likes being surprised. Yeah. Well, that's a good surprise then. Did a lot of people go? She looks good. She stays in shape and she runs. Um, do you ever run with her? Yeah, I'm not really hurts the knees, the running. Yeah, that's great because you have good genes, and that's good at 70, then, you're not having to worry about how she's doing. It's just I get jealous. Like, all of a sudden, remember how was saying in the beginning how this morning I woke up and I had, like, a bad thought, like, "Oh, what this feels outside," or something, and I couldn't get to sleep? But when I went tried to go back to sleep and I lay down, I got this idea in my mind that, like, what if my mother was murdered? And I was just like, I know that there was this guy there. I know that he found her in the bathroom, and I know that he had helped her, um, like, he had Oh, yeah, I had not really a dream, but she woke me up out of my dream barking, and I couldn't tell because she was in the front barking if she was outside, even though she couldn't have been outside. But because I had that wake me up, out of a dream, but when I tried to get back to sleep, this thought came to me about my mom, and it was like, because I think I think about my mother a lot, like, peripherally there, and anyway, I was thinking, like, the circumstances surrounding her death, like, I know from my sister had said, like, he had went to the funeral and said that he had just had sex with her like, I don't know when before, like, the timeline of I don't know if it was the day before she was, like, found. My thinking is, I wonder if he gave her, like, drugs. I wonder if he gave her something and because the end he had sex with her, and is what he said, I guess. And because for her to die so young and, like, yes, she was working her heart, she was doing the laps and stuff, but also reminds me like your mom, like, she moved furniture, she did things, but to just die, like, she had seen doctors and I didn't think it was at that like, she didn't have a disease or, like, a cancer, there wasn't any, like, imminent she was gonna die, but so then there's this guy, and I feel like between the time when she was found, that he was able to find her, like and I don't think there was an autopsy or toxicology or anything done, and, um, I feel like I'll never know, and I bet that happens with a lot of people. You don't really know, but to me, it feels like doesn't feel right to not really know. And I'm sure I could say to myself, like, yes, she didn't have like she was lonely and you know, which makes me feel guilty, but she was going through a lot and like maybe she chose to do that, but it like takes something to feel better. I remember that in my family up north, like my grandma, like somebody had like a surgery and them sharing that and like pain pills and stuff and like it being like a normal thing when it shouldn't really be a normal thing. Like kind of, I guess, you know. Like I remember I had a Tylenol once with codeine, but I had a really bad period. But it was like my mom maybe had something done with her tooth. And you know what I mean? I had like half of one. So I kind of understand we just want to help people, but taking something, I just wonder. You just wonder, like, as I wish my mom could have made it to 70. And it looks like your mom's gonna keep going. You're gonna have an 80th birthday with your mom. Well, I mean, your grandma lived longer than that. Yes. Grandfather, yeah. Why do you figure that? Why do you figure that? Because he's sometimes people or animals even too They're like, "Good, great, seem to be doing great," especially if they're already sick, and then it turns fast. Well, you'd almost want it to be quick, I guess. Well, but then again, would you if you want enough time to prepare yourself? But then again, what is time if you don't have the energy? Yeah, do you wanna see them? Yeah, and I think the biggest key for that is that they're happy. Like, Rex is a very happy dog, because you know, he doesn't have a lot, but, like, what do you think he wants to play video games? He got salami today, he gets pets, he gets to sleep with the most beautiful woman in the world. I'm kidding. He sleeps with me. But, um, he's with me, like, all the time, where a lot of people have to, like, work, outside. For, like, when I was, like, Jack in the Box, I had him, and he would be missing me so bad during the day. So, I just think happiness helps keep you alive too. Um, yeah, oh, sure, I've had them, but I don't normally remember dreams. But if I dream, I think it's just like your subconscious, right? And my subconscious is usually like really worried and anxious about something. So a lot of times I don't dream like, oh, I lost my channel. I dream about that before I did. Or I wake up and I don't have like my OnlyFans anymore. I've had that dream. So your underlying worry. Do you ever have good dreams? Yeah. You remember them? But you take medication at night though, right? Maybe that helps you dream. S- Your dreams at night when you sleep. Have watermelon. Yeah. I have a book about dreams. Bad dreams can be scary if they're really intense and feel real because your body sort of feels it. Like, I've heard of dreams so real that you could smell it, you could taste it. Like you're eating a chicken sandwich or a steak or something, and you can experience the smell and the taste like this is real. Like your mind is letting you feel all of the senses that aren't, it's not happening? So imagine if you're witnessing like somebody die, but all of the reality of it. Like that's terrible. I'd be afraid to sleep. But I had nightmares at first with the Prozac when I took it, but I don't have it so often anymore, but it can happen. But nightmares are horrible. I feel so bad for children that have those because the world is scary when you're a child. Loving is 18 nups. Oh, here's okay. Yeah, if you go into like REM and you're in different consciousness, like there's like a science behind it. It's really fascinating, but like you're supposed to have like a certain amount that's in like that deep state. And like it's bad for a person to get like woken up and you don't get that because it's a deep healing. Because when your body like repairs itself, like during the day you get all kinds of things like your body needs to repair. And you're not getting that deep. That's why you take medication at night, right? You want to get your sleep. That's the first thing all the doctors ask, like, are you sleeping? It's important. But I think sometimes when you enter that state, who knows what your mind will show you. You have no control. You're completely in different land. I wonder what it's like for people like in comas. Like, do they dream? Are they dreaming the whole time? I guess you could ask someone when they wake up, but I don't know if they'd remember. And they must know if they have any brain activity. Yeah, coma, that's Oh, you mean the anesthesia?
Yeah, and you know, you know what
Yeah.
we do.
It's scary, but those anesthesiologists, they get paid a lot, I heard. A lot. 'Cause, like, what they're doing is risky people's lives in your hands, you know? I'm so scared of anesthesia. Some people, like, isn't that what Michael Jackson was having done to him? Like, maybe I'm wrong, but as a form of, like, getting
No,
high,
just
putting him, like, asleep, putting him under. We're all just trying to, like, cope with life, I guess, and think and hope, "Oh, try this and see if that'll work." Because if you feel like you can't stand the current way it is, well, I ought to change this or this, you know? Or even like with him being put asleep, it's like you don't even hope for happiness. It's just getting through it. But I've heard of it, like if it's cancer or um,
I don't know. She would have been on the point of she was being out of there. And it's like my job going on.
she's been through so much. She's a strong woman. Because like when you have a hysterectomy, when you have a hysterectomy, you go into immediate menopause. Um, yeah, when she got the cancer.
Yeah, from skin.
Yeah, and you were so young.
That's why she been really trying to get rid of that better than child because she had me.
Yeah, she was so.
Because yeah, did.
But it's not your fault.
I know it's my fault because she said, "Mommy, I'm here."
Yeah, she's lucky that she survived because, like, my aunt didn't. A lot of people don't, not everybody does. No, it's so crazy to think about. They say like a woman, like your grandmother, you were in your grandmother because your mom is born like with her eggs, her DNA, like the DNA with it. So when that grew inside, she was she was carrying two generations. Isn't that amazing how a woman can carry several generations in her body?
I was doing some.
It's like that's interesting that you said years of life while in a coma. Wow. I've experienced in a sleep like you got up, you got ready for work, and you go to work, and then it's like that didn't happen. You got to actually go now. But years like that. Anyway, I was gonna say about the numerous surgeries. Remember when I saw that movie with who's the guy that played Bucky? Um, that movie, A Totally Different Man or a Completely Different Man, something like that. And in that movie, Sebastian Stan, okay, he has this like prosthetic facial, like, um, and he goes under the surgery to remove it, and he's like an aspiring actor or whatever, and it's very strange. It's very like, it's very odd film, but what's important is there was another guy in the movie, and he had his face like that. And what altered Sebastian Stan's character so much is that he was confident, he didn't change his face. He was able to have friends, go to the pub, like, he was able to live such a fulfilled life like that. But anyway, I am on YouTube and I see a video pop up, and it was that guy. He's a real guy. Like, I think he lives in England. People have seen him around, and he was doing an interview and how he got into acting, and I was really smart, really interesting guy. Um, and and he they asked him about his surgeries, and they're like, "Is it ever done?" He said, "Oh no, I will always need to keep getting surgeries. I will always need to. That's just part of it. Like that's just part of life." Um, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, and I didn't even know. Like, his are mainly in his face. Is it okay? A different man. A different man is what it's called. Um, so I'm gonna find the name of the other guy. It says dark comedy. Well, here's a picture of him. And I didn't know that wasn't like prosthetic. Like this is what he looks like. This is a real person. And he's really interesting, really smart, really funny. Like he could have a podcast. Maybe he does, maybe he will. Um, and I think he says he was in this interview. Maybe I can find the interview. Um, he was playing around in his room like a wrestler or something, and he hits his head, and then it's something like it happening. He's like, "'Cause kids, stupid." uh, and I don't know if that person. He has neurofibromatosis type 1. Okay, I don't person. No, he doesn't think he's a girl. Uh, so he what's it say? Which causes non-cancerous tumors to grow on nerve tissue. Both Adam and his brother Neil have the condition, which manifests very differently between them. Yeah, he said that in the interview. Like it came out. Um, but he will always need surgeries. And I was trying to put myself in that shoe. You know what it reminds me of? I think this way about like people that have diabetes, that you're sort of like vampires. It's like you have this bargain with life where you have this bargain. I don't mean it. I don't mean it in a mean way. What I mean is you have to understand you're dealing with life as like in order to survive. You have to like you eat a certain way. Like if you have a allergy, right? Or you although not all of them are deadly, but you have this like this thing that you have to do to keep living. Like him, this he makes us like it's like living vampires. Like in order to live, they have to, consume blood, but they can live forever. So in order to live, you have to take your medication or go through surgery. And you kind of accept that. If I woke up and I was a vampire, I'd have to be like, whoa, 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 I'm Bella Swan. And then I have to accept it. It's like, oh, where's my what do they call that in True Blood? Or maybe it was called True Blood, the canned blood, the fake blood that but synthetic. Yeah, so they would drink their true blood. And, like, it's like he understands, like, in order to live, it's gonna be this way, or I life is now like this. There are videos on YouTube of people, um, that are paralyzed, that are, like, paralyzed from waist down, head, neck down, and it's gonna happen, yeah, um, and you have this acceptance of, like, "Okay." So, like, in order to keep living, it's like with, who was the guy that was Superman? In order to keep living, you have to you're this way, and these are conditions of life, you know? Reeves, is it? Something Christopher Reeves. Yeah, did pass away. But he lived for a while. He had an infection and died quite quickly. But he was to be like literally Superman. He was like a horseback rider, and then it's like now you have to be this way. You live this way. And um I think we go through that in life, these periods of like, you know, having like when you were diagnosed with diabetes, weren't you like scared at first? Like, I'm gonna have to live this way, survive this way, and then you do. Like, okay, just this is how I live, you know? Um,
What you're saying.
so he is that way with all the surgeries, and I guess that guy with the throat surgeries that you're talking about, he had to come to accept, in order to live, I'm gonna have to make surgeries a part of my life and accept it. Like, this is what I do. Yeah, yeah. Like, I do this, I go to the doctor, I don't know, some people, it's like, they're so impressive. They really are like superheroes. It's like the super strength to do that. Superman. I wanna see the new one. Well, the sounds, I thought those were good, but they're just his own style. Yeah. Well, I haven't seen that, but I think, it's interesting, like, the DC movies have won, like, Oscars, right? Like, the DC, the Heath Ledger, and then Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, but Marvel doesn't really win Oscars. I don't think they do. Yeah, well, I'm still gonna watch it, or at least clips of next month, right? I wanna say Wicked wins anything. Ugh, Sunday, I don't know, wrestling? 10 of 500. Trump was there. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow I think Terry follows racing. F1, that Fast and Furious. He does his own racing last week. To me, racing is dumb. Like, or what? You retired, you win, so you're done. You're hanging up your helmet. It's googling. Is googling. Well, never heard of him. Still win. I just don't follow. Oh, the Daytona. Yeah. You can't follow like every sport, right? Do you follow like Chinese pickleball or something? Like football? Follow hockey? Do you follow hockey as a sport? Like, do you know all like the teams and yeah. Me neither. Bad news. How is that bad news? Who cares? Good for them. Good for them. Good news for them. Congratulations. It's just news. I don't know. What? I don't know. I feel worse if like the Raiders lose, but that's my team. I don't really have a hockey team. I don't really follow hockey. Raiders. I said I feel worse if the Raiders lose than a hockey team because it's not my sports. Mm, I don't understand all the rules. What the only thing I know about hockey, that they don't have that many teams. Winning like a bitch. Try to pull it up here because I can only see like I've only been watching in front of me, and it's not jumpy there, but it's my own picture. I can always come back. Yeah, that does look a blurry there. Let me come back. When I moved, the whole live stream. Let me find it. I wonder if the playback will be better because here it doesn't have that, or maybe not because sometimes it still happens. We made up like friends do. I still love you too. Did you sing to her? Oh, what did you sing? Oh, happy birthday! Yeah, of course. Amen. Are you gonna sing Eminem? No. I had the song stuck in my head, which is the one that begins, "Two trailer park girls go round the outside." That one? I've had that one stuck in my head. I'm back. Na, 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 na. I'm a 10 cents. 2 cents is free. Who sent? Who sent? You sent for me? I don't know. I like that song. I never knew that Jenna Jameson was in the video until like I didn't know that was her. I just thought when like I first saw it, that was just like pretty blonde lady. I'm like, oh, okay. She's an actor. Anyway, are you gonna sing for us today? Basketball. Yeah. Boxing. LL. Amazing. I don't know why he doesn't rap anymore. See, Eminem still raps. And you got the flow, you got the flow. Number two. Number two. And number two. I don't know why I say I wouldn't talk to you. If you're up at the end of the show, what the hell did you just write? Arthur, can you help me for a second? Arthur, can you help me for a second? The last message I have in my chat, can you read that to me? What does it say? Huh. What does that mean? Just don't understand what he's saying. Read what he said. I need a translator. You get so angry. It's hard for me to read always over there. How can you never talk to him if he's never been? Going by your first name, I think he's foreigner. English second language. Google Translate. I don't know if you just wrote in Japanese. It's like something about my mom. You wrote "Yo mama fat" in Japanese because we don't know. You got to put through your words through Google Translate and then put it in here, right? You feel me? Okay, song number 2.
What?
No? What? Okay.
What was your vibrator?
It's ready for tomorrow, baby. What's similar to a vibrator? A dildo?
Vibration.
Oh. Yes, I got a good vibrator. Yes. Bum, 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 bum.
Swing it. Come on, swing it. Come on, swing it. Come on, swing it. 1, 2, 3. Yo, put your back that time. The big fuck. The middle of the mall. On the big mall, the big store. All those big flips come out the board. The time vengeance. It's a ransom and it's family. The fear, nature. Oh,
Phil was here. She'd be ripping out husks. Nope.
I'm pretty sure feel like that, Chris. What else on the gorgeous? Look, can't make a plan. Nothing to do with you. Something to tell you. What's next to the mouth? Yes, right there. Tell us it's the come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Feel it, I appreciate it.
Doesn't he look like Wilford Brimley, kind of? Like the diabetes commercials, but like in a sexy way, you know? I got the beats.
Now, Yeah.
This watermelon has no seeds. That's what's so nice. You could eat them. And then I got a piece that has no seeds too. It's genetically modified to have no seeds, which I enjoy. I'm gonna sing that tomorrow when I have my vibrator. Go ahead, feel it. Come on. I'm gonna do it when I'm like, come on, feel it. And never eat anything that has no seeds. What are your feelings about those apples that taste like grapes? They genetically engineered them to be like, this apple's a grape. Hmm. Something ain't right about that. Take a breath. That was a workout, huh? You put your soul into that. I was thinking, do you know the song by the Real McCoys from like the 90s? It goes like, um, cause you talk to me like lovers do. And he's like, I talk to you. Cause I feel like you could do that part. And then I could do the girls part. Because when you sing that song, when you're like, feel it. It's like that guy. Do you know what I mean? Should I send you a song? All right, I'm gonna send you off to bed. I love you. And my soul left my body. I'll tell you the song I have stuck in my head. I'm gonna see if John's up. John, where you at? I want you to call. Let's see. Mm, I don't know if he's around because he might have been um visiting his sister. He has my number. All right, you want to call Jerry while we see if John's around? And he's like, "You went to it early. I thought you might still be up." So it's still early yet. Hello. Mm. Can I play a game with you and you won't be offended? Can I play dominoes with your dick? Sorry. I don't back. Are you offended by that? Okay. Would you rather shove a spider monkey up your ass or be replaced in your friend group by a porpoise masquerading as you? Be replaced in your friend group by a porpoise masquerading as you. I think I could tell if he was a porpoise. I'd be like, Jerry, you're not making sense. Huh? I don't know what a porpoise sounds like. An armadillo. You should not just shove monkeys up your butt. That doesn't sound safe. Well, you know what? If it could replace your job and do your job for you, and they don't even notice that it's a porpoise. Not be good. Okay. Would you rather would you rather professionally scam old people out of their retirement funds or uh, you're an employee at Walmart and every day is Black Friday? First of all, you wrote that you got robbed. I think I remember that they stole from your car, right? Yeah. I feel like I can never live with myself scamming anyone, but scamming people out of their retirement funds, like people worry, like so it seems like so dystopian, but there'll be like people who are like 25 and they're like, I'm worried about my retirement. And it's like because you're told, like you gotta have a saving because some people are born with a retirement account and already like saving for them, but most people don't have that, you know? And so it's like, what am I gonna do? And what if like all that one person I said, that old lady that's living in her car, she retired in like 2020 and then all these prices have gone up and so she can't even afford an apartment. And it's like, well, who can say for 25 now that when you retire, if prices would go up like the year before? Like, you just gotta roll with it and hope, I guess. But anyway, you're an employee at Walmart and every day is Black Friday, and I would quit. And yeah, like, what is this? What would you do? What would you rather do? Black Friday, yeah. Okay. Would you rather join the circus as the world's ugliest person attraction or fill your pants with gravy every morning? That doesn't sound sanitary. I don't know what an armadillo sounds like. I don't know for men if you got gravy down there, if it would like go into the pee hole and you could get an infection, but it feels for a woman unsanitary to be putting gravy down in your business and leaving it there. Like maybe for a minute and then you clean yourself, but just soaking up in gravy? I don't know. I've never had like an infection or anything. I'm just thinking like maybe this is how I avoid. I'm like, no gravy for me. But I could join the circus as that if they'd have me and be like, all right, hey, I make money this way. I'm ugly. All right, throw your tomatoes this way. Would you rather get randomly drugged with massive amounts of Quaaludes? I've heard this word Quaalude, but I don't know really what it is. I've never taken it. I don't know what it is. It like a like sleep medication or have or have a shaman as your only doctor? And I don't know what a shaman is either. Ooh, I'm screwed on this. He's a drugs. It appears that you have cancer. Here, have squeeze 3 grapes, over your body at night. Burn some sage. Like I'd like chemo, maybe surgery. Like, but I don't know. Like it sounds good until you have like a serious problem, and it's like, I like other options. Terry says it takes the drugs. Would you rather be haunted like an antelope by a bunch of wealthy colonial Englishmen, or pick 5 of your friends to sell into slavery. Wow, this is really a choice of, like, it's you or them kind of thing. Um, but
I would take on.
see, you know what's coming to mind is, like, the dude from Jumanji with the mustache. Is that colonial Englishman? You know what I mean? The one that hunts in the jungle, Robin Williams. Oh my god, Terry, you're already picking which friends you'd sell. Don't eat him. Yeah, and Jerry is, like, suiting up the armor. Well, just leave my friends. And Terry's like, "How much money we talking?" I got I got video games to buy, okay? I I'm a pilot over here. Okay, would you rather post a free hand jobs listing on Craigslist and oblige whoever responds, or walk through a car wash made entirely of dicks? What? Okay, first of all, is that first one even legal? Free hand job listing? I mean, I guess it's free, so you're not technically selling your service like that. You're not whoring out your whore hands for money, just free. But then whoever takes it, so imagine like the grossest people. But then again, a car wash of dicks, do you get to choose like which kind of like the power wash? Like, I don't know. Okay. All right, Jerry, it's your pick. You've already done it, haven't you? You've already done that one. So true. The hand job king. Yeah, this is legitimate. Okay. Would you rather relive the same day over and over, or Poe from Teletubbies is a pimp and you're his bottom bitch? Hello. See, Arthur would have been pissed at that one. So would you rather relive the same day over and over, or Poe from Teletubbies is a pimp and you're his bottom bitch? See, yeah, because first of all, you'd start the day by calling in sick for work. Like, what are you gonna do? Fire me? I'll be doing this tomorrow. But also, I've seen these movies and they always turn out well. You learn a life lesson by the end, you know? The real meaning of Christmas or something. Whereas the idea of being pipped is not good. Okay. Would you rather marry and divorce a new person every 6 months, no prenups, or you watch every video on Pornhub? They have a lot of videos, I suppose. I feel like that the marry and divorce one is when they say no prenups, it's especially for like if you are wealthy and then you're end up not wealthy because you can never have the first one is you lose money because otherwise or you're just helping people get their green cards. You're just doing a service for the ladies. I would probably rather do that because um when I heard about that's the porn site that the person that did the revenge porn put me on, that I had to have legal action take it off. Um, but people downloaded it and stuff. So he made an account in my name and put it. In other words, you could be watching someone's abuse. You could watch someone's what? Well, just um that I wouldn't do that one for various reasons.
Course.
I have all my money in a trust. Yeah, don't you feel bad for those people? They say at like Facebook, they don't really last long. They have to view, yeah, they have to view like murder and stuff, and like, okay, would you rather both your parents are porn stars or wear full scuba equipment whenever you leave the house? You can't handle your dad being, uh, I don't know, what would be like a porn name? Jerry the Jackhammer. Um, I do often wonder sometimes, like, what happens to these people's like kids, but not just that, like people's lives, like from the past, because you know about like the horror stories, but you don't always know about the ones that, like, sometimes I'll look through like an old like men's magazine of like posing ideas and stuff, and you'll see like a beautiful photo, and it's like, who is this person and whatever happened to them? Like, this is from, like, 40 years ago. Like, this is not, like, a moment in time, or not even, because who knows the Photoshop and the whatever, like, yeah, I'd love to do, like, a book or something on, like, interview them, but then it could be a horrible thing of, like, what happened to their life after. "Oh, I didn't get paid hardly anything," or "I was exploited to do this." Like, you don't want it to be that. What? Well, you can't Google if you don't know their name, or I guess no, that's how meaningless they are. Like, I mean, in terms of the former subscribership to like a lot of these magazines, it's like a fake name, or it's just the person of the month. Um, it's not like, even if you had a name and you were like a Playmate person in 1976, still most people wouldn't care after a few years. Like, I don't know. So it's like, what happened to them, unless you were like able to parlay that into not, dying of a drug overdose or whatever comes. I don't know. I wonder, you know. I guess you could do the same for men in these like gay magazines, or things like, what happened to them. Yeah. But because most porn people from years past, they probably didn't think it would become like it is today with the internet. It was like the 1970s, and you had to go to a theater to see it, or, you know, even the 80s if you had VHS. But um, I don't think until that happened to, like, on the internet in some form, just lived life. You don't know that though. You know how many stories I've heard of people that got fired from a job like in the 80s, and their life from there on has been like really sad, difficulty finding work ever again, became homeless. Um, it's a downward spiral. So in a job that is very possibly short-lived, because you don't realize that people are be like, "Okay, next one, next one, next one." Like, what happens to the other person, you know? I guess you wanna hope everything turned out okay, like a fairy tale, but Would you, would you rather all children under the age of 6 are trying to kill you, or wait every time you wake up, you're careening down the world's steepest water slide? You get used to it. What's good a kid under 6 to do? But then again, they're all of them. Like, what if they join forces? Hello, jail. But it's like they're just a kid. Like you go to the Denny's and they're trying to stab you with their fork. This is with their little hands. Nightmare. When we're 6. 6 is a hard time. Okay. Would you rather enjoy a hefty mug of Smirnoff sorbet light summer strawberry vodka with every meal, or TMZ constantly creates lies about you? What is Smirnoff sorbet light summer I I don't know. I mean,
Go for it.
yeah, the thing is, if TMZ constantly creates lies about you, they have a heavy user base, and you don't even need that many users to like seek to like what if they say, "Oh, you're a racist. Oh, you're people could try to kill you. People could set out to end your life because you're setting the world."
Yeah. It's
Oh, yeah.
two parts. Those.
No such thing as bad. Are you out of your mind? Ugh. There's been publicity, like, I've seen and following companies, like makeup companies. One story, they're done. They were the highest thing. Like, look at Pat Von D. She started getting publicity that they said that she didn't vaccinate her kids. She lost her entire company. She had, like, the hottest makeup company, you know? I can afford it, could not afford it, but she had, like, Beautiful Colors, Monarch palette, and it was done. You're over. You know, because she was, like, a tattoo artist, so her palettes were kinda really artistic, but that was it, and that's just one example, but it absolutely happens, like, that's why so many businesses, publicists will protect, defend, like, the slander or cease and desist things because it really can it really, really can hurt. Um, okay. Would you rather secretly be a witch in colonial New England or eat an entire tub of Pillsbury Creamy Supreme buttercream frosting every morning? Like I don't already? That's why I'm just vodka when I'm like, "That can't be healthy having vodka with every meal." I mean, I don't never drink at all, and that sounds like a good way to die, and I think this also does sound like but, how big are the tubs are we talking? Where the other one, you're just secretly a witch, but nobody has to know, and you have witch powers.
Same thing for email. Okay. I get the man. You know, which is a woman.
Oh my god. You would rather eat a tub of frosting every morning than be a woman? You woman hater. Would you rather compete with grizzly bears to catch salmon for all your meals or live the rest of your life in slow motion? Compete with grizzly bears to catch salmon for all your meals. First of all, we already do, right? Like, we get salmon. We get salmon, where do you think it comes from? We're outsmarting those bears every time. Take it, suck it, bears. Suck it. Isn't that the or what? No, it doesn't. Or does it go like this? Suck that, grizzly.
Stranger to fishing.
Um, as far as live the rest of your life in slow motion, obviously I picked the bear one, but um, that's what scares me is that I'm going in slow motion, but time is still going. Like by the end of the day, if I didn't get enough done, like my time had to be like I moved too slow for it to keep up with the rate of time, you know? I guess and if it means time kind of slows down, that might be nice, but if I'm just slow, like I already feel like that sometimes it sucks. Terry's going slow mo. If he doesn't like fish, salmon is good. I like the Atlantic salmon. I don't like farm salmon. I like Atlantic salmon. I don't like how they inject color into it a lot of times. They're colored. But a lot of people feel uncomfortable eating things just as they look without some editing. Would it be? I don't know. No, because sometimes you guys would be like, go faster, go slower, go deeper. I don't know. Like, it wouldn't be good if you could only have to be one way all the time because life has different speeds. Yeah, I can mix it up and surprise you. Would you rather every time you sit down, two fat guys sit on either side of you? That's kind of nice. I get some security here. I get some muscle protecting me. Um, or have small, annoying talking faces on your nails. Yeah, like you just be hit. What was that? You're like, what are you gonna eat today? Dang it! The front end. Yeah, either way, you're not gonna be lonely, because you got your nails or the two fat guys. Mm. And you know what? Somebody to eat with. They like food. I like food. You good? You want to get pizza? Mm. Two skinny guys. They'd be like, "You're really gonna eat that?" Yeah. Uh, would you rather maintain eye contact with your best friend whenever they have sex, or get plastic surgery to look like Marilyn Manson? Oh God. Oh God. You know what? I'm trying to think of which one would be the most uncomfortable. But you know what?
What was the first one again?
Maintain eye contact with your best friend whenever they have sex. But here's the thing. I would make best friends with somebody that's celibate. We good. We good. Right? Where, if your best friend is a hoa, like, oh man, where getting plastic surgery at all is like you're literally risking your life. You're risking death, infection. So I'd rather just become besties with somebody who's discerning. These are getting easy. Which one did you pick? Marilyn Manson? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what to be.
Would you rather Dwight Schrute from The Office is your partner in life or have penis feet? Oh my God. How well would I do on OnlyFans with penis feet? Dwight Schrute, the character that well. I know what he looks like because he was in the video for Um, but like he wasn't like a murderer or anything. And like, can I even walk with penis feet? I've never contemplated penis feet. Dwight Schrute from The Office is your partner in life, or have penis feet. Take a penis feet. I don't know. I feel like I'm going Dwight because maybe I'm feeling extra lonely, and it's like, you know, penis feet sounds really difficult. I don't know. What does Dwight do that's really bad? Like, what am I missing about Dwight? You're like a black Indian Italian Dwights. Take you. Uh, okay. Would you rather Nicolas Cage is desperately searching for the US Constitution, which is in your butt, or work as a human-sized vagina for demonstration purposes in sex ed classes? Oh, I've never seen those like Constitution movies. Are they any good? I think there are multiple. Either way, I would just take it out of my butt, or it's how did it get in my butt? Please help me extract it, Nicholas, from my buttocks. Um, get up in there. Um, as far as working as a human-sized vagina for demonstration purposes, I feel like there are so many people that would do that for fun in a heartbeat. I'm not saying only like transgenders. I'm not trying to call out sexually open people, but there are people that be like, please, I'll volunteer for free. Like, that's sounds right. Maybe the good time. Okay, would you rather give birth to an evil alien who will cause the downfall of humanity or work the graveyard shift at QVC selling male enhancement pills? No, I'd say the first one. What? You want to like have a regular job. Like I don't know how mother feel. Not real proud. After the war didn't claim him was like, I don't know, like uh wait, what happened to his father? What's wrong with alien enhancement pills or whatever? That just means you're working late at night. You're up late anyway, waiting for me to go to bed. Okay, would you rather get fired out of a cannon into orbit or buy everything you see an advertisement for? Well, I already do the second one. No, I don't. No way. In fact, I find it discourages me. It makes me think everything's overpriced. Um, I feel like getting out of a cannon into orbit is like, are you dying already? Like you have 2 days to live, and it's like, why the hell not? Use me as a literal like uh uh experimental. I've heard that they actually do that with people. Like you can donate your body for that to be like practice like explosions on, like after you're dead. Like, because they need to do that to see, like, the effects of things, and it's like, okay.
He can tell it. He told one of his best man. He told him he had cancer. He launched himself into space. He said that he was gonna launch himself to a space station where they can fix his cancer. And he had me taped to his chest, and he shot himself all the way out. And I think he died. Of course, he died, but
My God, you watch some weird cartoons. You know, if you ever watch some of those old like cartoons and like kids stuff can be really creepy. Like, wait, this one for kids? John wrote me. He says, just now he wrote, I thought I would check to see if he's still up. And he says, good night. He says, I've been watching the call in, but the speech is scrambled and could not understand anything being said either by you or whoever called. And nobody in the chat mentioned having this problem, so it must be something on my end. No problem with other shows. I tried refreshing, starting over, nothing helped. I did not know when the line would be free to call. That would help. Sorry. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
okay, okay, she will call you from my end. We're gonna should play it next day or something. Whenever you play it after the show, um, call from security.
Oh no, I didn't know that. I feel so bad that some of you guys aren't hearing like when Arthur's singing. Well,
Sometimes
that's good. But he's having a problem, so maybe it's his internet, but oh, I worry it's me. You really gotta set the other computer up for this week ahead and see if this week is better. Because that makes me feel like I disappointed you guys. It sucks. Okay, would you rather that R. Kelly is permanently trapped in your closet or yell fire, fire, fire every time you enter a room? Definitely R. Kelly trapped in my closet because he's not getting out and hurting other people. So we're good. I'm basically saving humanity from the creep. No, I know. Soundproof board up that closet. Maybe he'd be screaming and you come over and be like, what's that noise? "I'm trapped in the closet." Nothing. Don't mind that. Let's put some jazz on. Would you rather it's snowing in your house all the time or run a marathon holding scissors in both hands? The scissors, because water is very destructive. Um, just as a substance, it's very destructive. Um, so that's why when you have flooding, you have water damage, I think you want to get taken care of quickly. You know that, like, right, with cars, if there's been a flood and they like ship those cars like to other states, uh, and you don't know, like, well, I have run marathons, and the thing is, you don't have to go super fast. You don't have to win the marathon. You don't have to you know what I mean? So I feel like if I'm just really careful through that like 5K or whatever, slowly, whatever, then I'm done and I'm good. Whereas the snowing in my house, like, there's no way you're gonna be good with that. Yeah. Snowing, you're gonna get mold probably. Just be careful, but you pick the snow, you gotta think about the damage. You know what? Give me your address. I'm going to your house. I'm gonna get one of those snow machine go. That's why you asked for it. Yeah, that's true. You run through. I don't know why people run marathons. It's not. I don't think it's healthy. It's like, but I'm earning money. I'm running for a cause. But like, okay, but why don't you just ask for the money? We'll give you the money. I don't know. Do like a telethon, what Jerry Lewis used to do. Okay. I already know what Terry's gonna pick in this one. I don't even know what the second one is. You're constantly hallucinating on mushrooms. All right, that's what Terry's gonna pick. And give everyone in the group the black plague. Okay. But now I feel okay that Terry would pick that. Let me pick another one.
Don't pick mushrooms.
Really? You want me to kill the world? Oh, you have an identical evil twin. I would fucking hate that. But you know what I do? I would make myself to look different from them. Although they could probably single white female me and try to like constantly keep up with like she cut her hair, she gained 80 pounds. She lost 80 pounds. She got a tattoo that says I'm not the evil one on the face. I don't know. Are they a Siamese twin? Like, or a conjoined twin? How twin are we talking? There's just one of me's, one of a cans. Okay. Would you rather have Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, every night until you fall asleep, or you are famous for having the world's smallest penis, Arthur? Okay. Will you like to recite a Pitbull song for me now? Go ahead. A few lines. I haven't heard from Pitbull in a while, but he does have his own Sirius station, right? Mr. Worldwide. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like when did he have? I remember the song that he did with Kesha. It's going down. I'm yelling. Was it that one or was it? Mm.
Cardi B, the wave style.
Would you rather find a real unicorn by accidentally running over it with your SUV, or lick anything before you touch it? See, again, the unicorn killing is just once. Plus, I feel like it's justified because anyone you could accidentally hit a deer, it happens, or an animal on the road, like it happens every day because um animals run in the road. But yeah. And it's like, dude, I discovered either one, the world's only unicorn, which, can be tested on, or two, hey, there are unicorns in the world. Maybe there's more. Whereas licking anything before you touch it is like, first of all, that's what my dogs do. But second, again, it sounds like permanently. You have to lick everything before you touch it. So every time I'm gonna what? Uh handle to open the door, I gotta lick it. Absolutely, I would ride your unicorn. Why do you even have to ask? Let's go. Let's go.
Sure.
Yeah, no problem. A unicorn, a Pegasus, one of those like half man, half horse things. Okay. Would you rather grandma burst into the room every time you're about to climax, or you're Jesus, but no one believes you? Hello? Not everybody believed him the first time. Um, if my dead grandma came into my lives before I climaxed, every time she need to sign one of those forms. Don't go on camera, dead grandma. Uh, hey, it's had to have happened to someone that the grandma came in and be like, I heard a noise. Were you screaming? Oh, well, oh my God. You got a tough grandma. One. Would you rather get unexpectedly beaten with a stale baguette by an Italian grandma or eat Martin Scorsese's eyebrows off his face? Oh, that just gave me a weird like feeling. Eat eyebrow hair. Eating hair is not good for you. But Rex does it every night. He licks her and licks her and licks her, and then he coughs. It's just his way. But uh, I don't know. Cats lick their hair too and get fur balls. But um, okay, a stale baguette by an Italian grandma. I mean, how hard could grandma hit? I mean, yeah, Martin Scorsese is like known for his eyebrows. He's famous like with his like looks, with his like you know, is very expressive with the like eyebrows. So the world would hate me. Like all the Scorsese fans would be like, "What the fuck? How do you eat his eyebrows, you bitch?" Um, so I'm taking the grandma beating. Yeah. Mhm. So what did you think of Severance last night? You didn't even watch it, did you? I was like, "What? Oh my god." No, and then when you see that scene with Bert, when Bert gives him that look, I was like, "The fuck? Not you, Bert." Um, yeah, well, when Helly remember the scene when she's, like, in the bathroom at Lumen, and she goes and starts crying? She's wearing in the hall, and I felt so bad for her because you gotta think Helly has no other life outside of the Lumen, and she hates her Audi because her Audi, like, threatened her, like, hates her, it's like and the only thing she really has to live for is, like, what's in Lumen, and yet she's miserable. She had Bert, like, her friend or not Bert, and, um, Bert Bert, anyway, Irving, and he died. Well, he didn't wake out of it then, he waked out of it when his nose was bleeding, and that wasn't really waking out of it, it was just that they didn't show the rest of the day at Lumen. it was just a nice way of transitioning that, oh, it was a memory and moving into the outie world. Um, but he got to experience that all with her, and then after, when he had that nosebleed, and she's like, "Oh, no, it's you." But I thought that was so nice when he kissed her, because she's like, "Am I different than she was?" Because like, that's what I would say, that's what I would think, and I just felt like, poor Helly, and then when Helena showed up at the Chinese restaurant, I was like, "You bitch." You're like, I don't know, some people think she's gonna have, like, a character arc, like a turnaround and become better, and, maybe, but she could also be as evil as she seems, which is so weird because it's played by the same actress, but yet when I think about Helly, like, I started crying after the shows. I was like, "Poor Helly." Like, I'm worried, like, what can they even do? Like, the only thing, like, if Helena is so awful, well, there is that thing on the wall they could do, right? Where you switch to the outside, where they don't have to be Helena. Maybe they could try to do that permanently or for a while, and let her have more of a life. It's so crazy. They have so many options what they could do with the show. That's what's so wonderful about sci-fi. Um, and God, what they're doing with these like love triangles and all that. I don't know. I was emotional in the show last night because this. Remember the scene with Milchick in the paper clips, and then he's like talking to himself. That one I was like getting teary too because it was like, this poor guy, just for the so he uses too many big words. Like, what the fuck? So anyway, I thought it was such a great episode. Yeah, it's only like a few more left, right? 4 more left for the season, but they're already filming season 3, and I think that's so exciting because they're working on it at least. So it's not only is it already like greenlit for the season and they're doing it, but it's the most popular show ever on Apple. So it's beat that Ted Lasso show. But I think that they can get feedback right now already of this season. So it's like knowing like what the fans are really enjoying. Like, that's got to be so motivating to be working on part 3 and knowing how well received you are for part 2. That's got to be so motivating to create. I don't know. I feel like that must be really fun. Um I I was up watching after that a lot of recaps and reviews of like Severance episode 6. um that was like my night. And um yeah, tonight I think that Love is Blind has some more episodes up, so I might watch that. But you said that Yellow Jackets is back too, so maybe I'll see that. Or maybe I should wait to like binge more of them. I don't know. Or just check it out. Um I the you guys know I watch those like weird like Chantal, not even Chantal reactors, but people that react to the reactors kind of drama. Like, I'm just saying this to say that two of them are like at war right now. Um, and Gigi, the gaining ground, uh, he's this gay guy in Florida. Um, and uh, did a stream covering, I guess, Yaba, who is um at war now with French Fried Girl. The reason I'm saying is like you don't totally need to know the names of these people to understand what I'm about to share with you. The song that I have stuck in my head. Um, but I guess just like a vague idea of why this. So what happened was OLAP is it's a channel on YouTube which stands for Our Lady of Perpetual Poutine, which again is like a play on Chantal. Um, but Gigi is doing a stream reacting to Yaba talking about French Fried Girl. And he's like, Yaba says, I'm not even on the internet very much. And so he gives this like short speech of like, he's like laughing. I think he was like stoned thing too, like inhaling I don't know. And he's like, "This doing this, that's the internet. This just said this thing and then like went on reacting, whatever, and then did part to it." But Olap turned it into a song. And I don't know how she did this. Like it must be a use of AI, but how does AI know how to do this? I'm gonna try to play it for you. Um, how does AI know how to make it this way and turn it into music? Oh, I'm gonna show you. Hold on. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Don't really spend a lot of time on the internet. I do that. We're cooking and you're tweeting. I'm listening while making dinner. That is the internet. But you wanna play on your TV and rewind for it. That is the internet. Yeah. Stop lying to the American people. Yeah. It's like, it sounds like music. I was just know, like, I saw that and I was in the shower and I'm like, that is the internet. Like, if somebody just made that. But how do they know how to make it sound like a song and which points to like inflect on? And it's like it's like a Eurovision meets some sort of a gay opera. I don't know. AI handles data like a professional. I don't know. I think that there must be skill to it. Like she must have done something more than I don't know. I don't have the software how to do that. But it makes me want to turn it makes me want to have Terry call and then turn our conversation into like a dramatic pop opera. uh like
See, when I see like be like AI shit, I'm trying to figure out. So it's like oh, it's like well, I don't know much about the sound part, but when you see the vision from it, it's like kind of like trying to adjust spaghetti, spaghetti, you know.
oh well, I don't know how they got maybe somebody loaned their voice or maybe they just took someone's voice or how did they create that voice? Because that's not Gigi's voice. It doesn't sound like that. Like that sounds like singing, but it's not. Like I don't think she paid someone like and like the way that they say Chantal, like it doesn't sound like anyone then knows of Chantal Foodie Beauty would say her name. Chantal is playing. Like, I don't know. So I believe that it's actually that Gabby Petito documentary on Netflix, the parts where it's like reading her diary, that I could tell is AI. She was not reading out her own diary entries, but they can superimpose vocally reading her own entries over like photos and stuff. But they were able to, using AI, take her voice through her other, you know, um, syllable talking in on her videos, and then take her, like, just so creepy when you think about it. Like, someone could take my voice and pretend they're doing a live stream reaction or something, but it's like, "That's not my voice, that's AI stealing my fucking voice." I don't know, but Mhm. But yeah, I I don't know, like, for me, I feel like I cry so much, and then I'll, like, lose my voice for a bit, so it's like, it's not all even always the same. And then, like, a mood I'm in or whatever, I think, so whatever they're using, whatever data set, like, if you say, "Oh, okay, this is what Stella sounds like," but is that what I sound like this week, or was I crying and I don't sound like that this week, you know? Like, even, like, I could tell it was AI, like, it was off, and they're known to do that in documentaries nowadays, but, like, they did that with, what's his name? The chef that died, that killed himself, Bourdain? They did that in his documentary. He narrated when he didn't narrate. Uh, yeah, so they can do that, it's weird. And I heard that they use AI in that movie, The Brutalist, and to help actually Adrian Brody's accent, which means his voice wasn't his voice. That meaning, like, oh, they cleaned up. No, that means you superimpose. You probably took Adrian's voice, put it in like Hungarian accent, like in your whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, it just seems, or Hungarian because he was supposed to speak Hungarian, I think. His voice in Hungarian or something. I don't know. Like, it's like, what the hell is real? Or like, that is obviously done as to be dramatic and funny, and it is like, to me. I love seeing that AI can do things that are using the tool for to create something humorous, but then the downsides are like, well, of other ways, but
So he just let
mm,
it go on its own. It'll come up under control, I think.
yeah, and it can give so much wrong information, but I don't know. I mean, there's probably specialized AI applications that certain companies use or are privy to, that can, because they do say that it could replace jobs and that it already is. So say you're like a company with a lot of financial resource to have that kind of an application, maybe you could have that done. Like a lot of online help is just chatbots, and it's like, I'd like to talk to a real person, but it's just a bot there. So that replaces, like, that was somebody's job, and now it's, I don't know what Sophia the robot is. Is that from that movie? Um
You have some kind of control with the
yeah, sure, I'm sure any tool can be used for good. It's just that, um at this state in time, I think I have to assume there's more that people have that we don't, like any other time, necessarily. Um, and even if we don't have it, we could be aware of it, but we can't afford it. And even, yeah, so, um, I don't know, it's just something to think about. Like, um, I'm not trying to say anything bad about that. Like, I thought that was, turning, turning something like that into a song. I thought it was just so creative, dramatizing like that, but Um, but the way that you can alter then something real, like if she was to want to make his voice seem like he said something else, or like I don't know. I think that things are going to enter like a sketchy territory with stuff like that, where it'd be like, no, I didn't say that, or I don't know. I mean, I'm not famous enough to worry about that, I would think, but who knows? All you need is some free time. But Megan, oh yeah, the injured one. I was thinking of what's that movie? It's not even like a new movie. Machina. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's a very good movie. It was maybe. I mean, it was on Amazon for a while. Let me see if I spell it. I don't think that the art, so called, is very good though. It's like yeah, Ex Machina 2014, and you can watch it on. Oh, you have to rent it, I guess, from Amazon or whatever right now. But even then, I think because sometimes it'll come up to me on like YouTube and it always looks dumb. Like in the shorts, it'll be like, "Am I supposed to believe that's real?" Like that's clearly like some cartoon person. It's not. t- I don't know. It's not. Yeah, it has that. Not even Uncanny Valley. It's not even close enough to be Uncanny Valley. It's too fake looking to be even be that. Like the photos, that art. I think people do try to make it look real. Like, oh, this is what this character would look like. Like it's like, no, that doesn't look like a person. That looks like an AI non-person. Nice try. Really? I haven't seen that. That's interesting. Huh. The way you do it keeps changing the face of the sort of something similar to the first thing shown. And you think it looks real? Those faces look real? Like real faces? Oh, see that the way at times. I'm just maybe it'll get better, but it just it has that look. Like it has a certain look, the AI art that and it's a look that's probably fine because it's whoever it's stolen from and copied off of. The style it's done in there's various styles, but it's still um none of it looks real. Um but credit to the artist who originally invented it that gets nothing for it. Um but it's like how do I say it? You know how your perception of something can change due to being exposed to it enough? Like the novelty wore off of like, oh, look at that AAR picture. Now it's just like, yeah, another AR because that's the new thing instead of paying for stock photos. The generic photo of someone by a computer. Like Americans are worried about news stories, so let's look up a stock photo of somebody looking at money with a sad face. And yeah, they used to have to pay for that, and now it's like, let's type in a prompt. Cartoonized version of a person looking at money sadly. Like, okay, but I've seen it enough that it's worn off. It's like, scroll past this weird picture. That's just how I feel about it.
how far they can keep their memories from what they see.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from being an infant unless there is like trauma that could affect you that you don't have a memory of it, but your body kind of remembers the way that you were formed. Remember is remembering in physical form that, like, if you were a baby and you were like screamed at, like you were just a baby, like shut up, I hate you, like, right? Maybe you might not remember that, but that's there. That's affected you. Um, or they used to say left in a room. They put the baby in a room and don't touch it. You might not remember that, but you kind of remember it, like inside somewhere. You remember that you can be left alone, and you remember. So your body remembers, your mind remembers screaming and crying with no help in the way that it fears that you could cry and have no help because it remembers. It's just but yeah, I don't think you could hold the memory of everything. Like I can't remember sucking my mom's tit, but I know I did. Remember that. Selective memory sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, because I heard that as you get older, you can have a memory come back that you haven't thought of in like 50, 60 years. So I'm prepared to see memories of my childhood that I've never remembered until I'm 80 years old. Or as you like, you could be 40 years old. Or oftentimes people have kids, and when their kids are that age, something comes back to them. Um, oh,
Kind of reminds me of.
like it's a child still, and it's going to be an adult soon. Talking to it, like it doesn't even remember the beginning of your conversation. "Oh, hi, what's your name?"
It's like every 2 or 3 seconds. Each person show a little bit, and her face change into what's her name? No picture of her.
Audrey Hepburn, Marilyn Monroe. Oh,
So, like, compare, like, no, they might be going for
artist rendering like a police sketch. Yeah, what do they look like? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't immerse myself in it. Only like every once in a while I'll just see something, I don't have the GPT app. I don't have any of that. I had that one night that I was having Terry ask the Google one, why does it keep banning my friend Stella? Uh, and it was just spitting out Google results and bullshit. Um, how dare you? You know, fight the power. Um, yeah, it's not a good feeling, but I tell myself if I'm taken down, I come back. And then when I'm there in the moment, I'm reading to you guys and talking, and then all feels right, and I like that again. Um, but there's a
That's part of the
yeah, every day. Like someone even wrote me, they were concerned, like, because you woke up at this time and then you're in bed at this time, and I'm concerned that you don't have enough sleep. Really, it's like true. What I told you when I got on, like, that's what happened was the dog woke me up and I went back to sleep. But, like last night I was up late, I was watching the videos of the recaps of Severance. Um, but yeah, that's what's funny when people are just like, "Oh, I missed you." Like, where you could see me every day. Every day. Like, I give and give and give so much, so I don't see how you could miss me. Like, yeah. Yeah. You work so much, but you're not working tomorrow, right? Yeah. Sometimes you're off on Saturdays. Tuesday and Thursday. Okay. That's a good to be off on the weekdays because sometimes you can schedule or things that are closed on weekends, you know. Well, I'll be around and I appreciate the support because without the support, like I can't do anything, you know? So it means everything to me. And I so look forward to tomorrow. I do have to pee, but what is this?
appreciate you, Carl, and all your beauty.
Yeah, my red pajamas tonight. My Wally. I had to feed the pups. I might put on Love is Blind if you're up. All big plans. But first I gotta pee. I just was wondering what happened to Rob, but Rob wrote me at 8:42. Good night. So but I haven't seen him all night anyway, so whatever. That's okay. All right. I love you. I see you tomorrow. Mwah. Good night. All right. Good night, my loves who've stayed up.